Today we're diving into a topic that hits close to home for a lot of people, letting go of the past. Not just forgetting, but truly moving on.
Yeah, and it's not as easy as people make it sound. Just let go can feel like the most frustrating advice when you're in it.
Exactly. Because letting go doesn't mean pretending it never happened. It means accepting it happened, but choosing not to let it define your future.
Right? It's more like releasing your grip on the story you've been replaying in your head, the should-haves, could-haves, and all that regret baggage.
And often we think holding on somehow honors the past. Like if we let go, we're dismissing the pain or the person.
But in reality, holding on can actually trap us in that same emotional loop, keeping us from growing.
Totally. It's like trying to walk forward while staring backward. You're bound to trip.
So true. But here's a real question. Why do we even struggle so much to let go?
I think a lot of it comes from fear. Fear of losing identity, fear of the unknown, even fear of healing sometimes.
Yeah, especially if the pain gave us a sense of purpose or something to hold on to. It's strange how grief can feel safe.
That's deep and also very real. We get used to the weight we carry. Letting it go feels like losing a part of ourselves.
But isn't that part of healing? Letting go of who we were to become who we're meant to be?
It is. It's not about erasing the past. It's about redefining our relationship to it.
Like saying, this happened, it hurt, I learned, and now I choose peace.
Exactly. It's an act of power, not weakness.
There's this idea in the article about letting go being more about shifting focus than erasing memory. That hit me.
Yeah, it's like you don't forget what happened. You just stop giving it all your energy.
And sometimes we need to grieve the future we thought we'd have too.
Oh, absolutely. People think grief is only about loss of someone or something, but it's also about lost expectations.
That's where the hard work starts. Letting go of the story you wrote for your life that didn't play out.
And making space to write a new one with new characters, new dreams, and hopefully a lighter heart.
But how do you know when you're really ready to let go?
Honestly, when holding on hurts more than the idea of starting over.
Wow, yeah. That's the tipping point, when clinging becomes exhausting instead of comforting.
And that doesn't mean you have it all figured out. It just means you're willing to try living differently.
I liked how the article mentioned self-compassion as a big part of the process.
Huge part. You can't shame yourself into healing.
Yet we try, right? I should be over this by now. Or why can't I move on?
Those questions only slow us down. A better one is, what do I need right now to feel safe enough to let go?
That's beautiful. Because letting go isn't a moment, it's a practice.
Yes, and some days are easier than others. Some days you move forward, and some days you revisit the past.
And both are okay. Healing isn't linear.
It's messy, it loops, it repeats, but if you keep showing up, you slowly change your story.
I remember once someone told me, healing feels like betrayal at first.
Oof, that's powerful. Like you're betraying your old self or the memory.
But then you realize you're not betraying, you're honoring it in a different way. By growing from it.
Right? And it's important to separate who you were in pain from who you are now.
So what are some practical ways to start letting go?
Journaling helped me a lot. Naming the feelings, giving them a place to exist outside my body.
I like that. For me, it was setting small boundaries, saying no to things that triggered old wounds.
Boundaries are so underrated. They're not walls, they're doors you choose to close for healing.
Also, forgiveness. Not always for others, but for ourselves.
That's the big one. Self-forgiveness might be the hardest part.
Because we replay every mistake like a highlight reel.
But we forget we did the best we could with what we knew then.
And now we know better. And that's how growth starts.
Sometimes we wait for closure from others, but truth is closure is an inside job.
Yes, you might never get the apology, the why.
But you can still choose peace over chaos.
You can still choose yourself.
Letting go isn't passive. It's the most active, courageous thing we can do.
It's like unclenching your fist after holding a stone for too long.
Yeah, and realizing the release hurts less than the grip.
So if someone's listening right now, stuck in the past, what would you say?
I'd say, you're not weak for struggling. You're strong for surviving. And you don't have to do it all at once.
I'd say healing isn't about becoming someone new. It's about remembering who you were before the pain.
That's so real. And every step you take away from that old story is a victory.
Even if it's tiny, even if it's just breathing without crying today.
That counts. That matters.
So here's a thought to leave everyone with. What if letting go isn't the end of the story? But the beginning?
Love that. Maybe the past was a chapter, but it's not the whole book.
You still have blank pages waiting.
And this time you hold